Hello, my beautiful wildflowers. How are you today? Alexis here with Modesty. Happy Friday! It's Colourpop Friday. And today we'll be talking about the Lunar New Year Collection by Colourpop. And so if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, please stay tuned. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, welcome back. And first what I want to do is go over what is actually in this Lunar New Year Oxen, let me get all that out, collection from Colourpop. And so, first of all, the collection was $68 if you bought it in entirety. And it came with two palettes. And one is called Lunar Has It. And it's this color story here. Okay, which is kind of like, neutral and with one little glitter in the middle. And there is both shimmers and also the mattes. And I was just like pulling it out to see. You can pull it out because I'm like, is that magnet? And so it is actually a magnet. The name of the actual colors are on the back here. See if you can see that. And then you just kind of stick it in there. So I guess you can mix it all up, mix and match. Interesting palette. And the other one is called Lunar Has It. And here it is. Okay. And so it seems like one is more cooler than the other. And but there's definitely some neutral shades in both of these palettes. And so again, I believe this one here doesn't look like it has any pressed glitter, which is good. And then the thing about this is that usually, you know how they have on the back the colors? And they also have the mark for pressed glitters. It doesn't have that because I think that's because these are all movable and you can move it around. And if you do, then it's not going to be in the right places, right? And so let's see if it's got it on the back of the actual, I don't see it because this one definitely is a pressed glitter. But I don't see anything in the back that shows that it's a pressed glitter as usual. So, okay, they might have changed their format for this palette. So, okay, that's that. We got two palettes. And then this really nice Lantern Fest Super Shock High Highlighter. So, and it's nice. Super Shock, as you know, is it has a little bit of moisture in it. And it's not like completely dry. So, this is what it looks like. Whoops, I've not used it. And here it is, and this is how it looks. And then I pulled it out at the giveaways just to show you guys with this because I'm not going to use it, and I will go ahead and put it in a giveaways. And so, and I didn't even peel off the mirror protector here. And the only thing I don't like is there is a little bit of a dent or rivet inside of the, because they don't press things perfectly. I don't know why that is. But yeah, so that was the only thing I was like, gosh, should I even give it? Because it has like a little, like a slice. And so, but I mean, other than that, I mean, it's perfect condition. I've not swatched it or anything. So yeah, definitely I'll keep it aside. And then the other things that's in the kit is the 3 Firecracker Lippies. And these are it here. And here's the colors, as you can see. Let me see if I can get closer and still be in focus. And I'll tell you, I did try it, I'll be honest. I believe I tried this one, was it? Yeah, the Red Rocket, which is the red. Yes. And the thing is, I wanted to be able to tell you guys a little bit about the lippies because, I'm not used to using their lippies. It didn't last. The funny thing is, I don't know where it goes because it doesn't. I have it on very bright and it's very red. And a couple of hours later, I looked in the mirror. I'm like, whoa, where'd it go? I didn't eat. I didn't blow my nose. I didn't wipe my lips or anything. I'm like, where did it go? And I'm looking around. I'm looking at my sleeve. Did I accidentally wipe this off? And I was working. So it's not like, I went somewhere and I wiped it off. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went. But all I know is it was not on my lips after. So I'm going to have to try it a couple of times and really pay attention to see if this actually just disappears. And so, yeah. So I can't tell you about the longevity of it yet, but it did disappear on me. And then the other thing that was in the kit is the Soul Dry Oil. Again, I pulled this out of the giveaways just to show you guys because I don't use these dry oils. I believe this was a silver dry oil. Right. See, you see how this is, it's been laying in a box, as you can see. You see? And then what you do is you kind of shake it, and then it gets all mixed in there, and you see the shifts. It is a silver look, but it has like a golden shift to it. So it's really actually pretty. It's iridescent. And so, but for those that use things like this, I mean, it's great to put it on the shoulders, whatever. If you were an off-the-shoulder, like a blouse or a dress in the summer. So I don't. So it'll go wasted on me. And then the other thing the last thing that was in the kit is this Vanilla Pearl Lip Treatment that I did actually start using. And it's pretty good. It's like a lip mask. And it comes kind of like covered like this in a plastic. Let me take that off. And as you notice, I did use it pretty good. Can you see it? I used it for about a week and actually does keep my lips moist through the night. And I am a back sleeper, so I don't like rub things off my face. It just stays there. And in the morning, it was still a little bit tacky. But it was, yeah, it was very nice. And it does keep the moisture in place. So that's pretty good. And so that's that. So now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and start the try on for the Alisa eyeshadow palettes. Okay. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to go off camera and do my prep and put my primer on my eyelids and put my eyebrows on. So I'll be right back. Okay, my beautiful wildflowers, before I get started, I wanted to insert this for you guys, and because I forgot to insert it at the end, and so I want to go ahead and give you another sneak peek. At this point, I really don't know what number it is. Maybe you guys could help me out. I think this is sneak peek number 5 or 6. It's one of those. So, but I wanted to at least get it out there because remember, once I hit that 500 subscribers, so I'm going to wait until like 505, I think. So that way, if I lose a few, I won't go back to the 400s and I'll feel bad then. And so, you know, 503, 504 maybe, and then I'll go ahead and launch this giveaway. But this is one of the sneak peeks, and you know that I gave you guys a sneak peek on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for sure. Oh, so this is number 5. Okay, and what the next sneak peek will be is these brushes. It's a set of brushes by Crown. And it's very nice. This is All Eyes on You. It's a 5-piece luxe brush set. And here it is. And it is beautiful with the rose gold. And it has a little like slant here. And it's so beautiful. So yeah, if you guys are interested in getting this in the giveaway, yeah, just keep watching. Thank you. Okay, I've gone ahead and prepped my eyebrows and also my eyelids. And there's something that I'm doing today different. In my right eyeshadow area, I used the Viseart, the primer, okay? And you've seen me use this before. And I wanted to try my left-hand side, this Urban Decay, the original primer. And the reason why is because I received this as part of a kit. And I've never used it, and it's relatively new. I got a gift. Somebody sent me a gift, and this was one of them that's in this box. And so I wanted to give it a try and see which works, you know, better. I mean, does it work the same? Because this is actually cheaper than the Viseart. If it works the same, then, you know, I can give you guys good information where you can save money. But if it doesn't, then I can tell you that too. And so let's give it a try. And also, I've been looking at the colors, and I actually I'm going to work on both palettes. And why that is because there's some light shades here, like this one here, and the Lunar Has It palette. And that is a matte that I like to use like under my eyebrows, where this one looks the same, but this actually has glitter. It's glitter and matte, and I don't want to do that. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use both palettes. And I will tell you which palette I'm using as I dip into it. And so... And also the transition color, I think, is in the, which one is this? The Lunar Has It. And so I will use this color here for a transition color to begin with. I want to make sure there's not glitter in there though. So no, it is a matte. So let's go with a fluffy, medium fluffy brush. Okay. And go in here. Let me check. I always look for kick up. Again, there are quite a bit of kick up, and I will show it to you once I finish using this, and so that way you can see. And also, but there's, as usual, and there's a lot of pigmentation, and I will not be dusting this off, and I'm going to go directly into the eyelids and to this transition area, okay? And so I'm not going to, and I've been doing that lately, is not dusting it off and then not, you know, taking off the excess, because I think it's a wasteful, number one, and number two, it's not necessary unless it's falling out. And another thing too, it allows me to assess if there is fallout if I go that route, okay? And surprisingly enough, Colourpop, actually, even though there's a lot of kick up in a pan, it doesn't typically fall out, especially their mattes, which is really weird. Okay, I can tell you right now, the Urban Decay side, which is this side here, which is my anatomical left, which would be your right if you're viewing me, is tackier. Definitely tackier, and the brush doesn't move as smoothly over the area of the eyelids as it does on a Viseart side, okay? And let's see if that really means it's going to last longer or hold on to the eyeshadow longer. I don't know if that's the case, but yeah, let me just go ahead and work this in. Okay, next I will be using this smaller, and this is more compact brush, okay, because I want to be a little more accurate, and I will be going into the crease area using the Lunar Hazard palette and this color here, okay? And as I was working the transition color, I noticed that the Urban Decay side was tackier, but building it up was easier on that side, if that makes sense. In other words, it held the color a little bit better. And so where I went in the pan twice on the Viseart side, I just went in once on the Urban Decay side. So that's that. So let's see. And another thing too, if it's too tacky, what you can do is you can actually powder it, you know, lay the powder down before you continue with the eyeshadow. You can set the primer, and that's always an option as well. But I don't like setting my primer, especially if I'm trying eyeshadow, so that way it's more accurate for me to talk about the eyeshadow. But okay, as usual, it's blending very easily. And another thing too, these type of colors tend to get muddy. I don't know why that is, but I'm not having that problem here. And I remember, I forgot what the palette was, but whoops, I forgot what the specific palette was, but I had a palette that would always get muddy. And it always annoyed me, you know, because I could have, you know, changed the actual base, and it still didn't make a difference. It always got muddy. I want to say it was the Tartelette one, but I don't want to say that if it's not. So, but it's either the Tarte or it was the Too Faced palette. It was one of those, but it would always get muddy in the, like on the edges, and that would really annoy me. And so, and those were like this. I remember exactly which palette that was. It was a chocolate palette by Too Faced. I remember it because yeah, sorry about that. You know, I have these little eureka moments. Okay. And like I said, this does blend without becoming muddy, as you can see. And this actually blends pretty easy. And Colourpop usually blends easy anyway. But, you know, I always like to check each individual palette, because palettes do differ. I mean, I think their formula is pretty consistent, and I like that about Colourpop, but you never know. So, okay, let's just work this in a little more. Okay, I'm hoping that the camera is really capturing it. Let me turn this bright light away from me. So, but as you can see, I mean, the transition and the crease color did not mush up. And there's definite, you know, you can see the two separate colors very nicely. So pretty good. Yeah, I like that. One is not overtaking the other. And as far as the kick up on this pan here, there's a little bit, as you can see. Okay. And here a little bit as well, but it's actually not as bad as their other palettes. And yeah, and it's actually pretty good so far. So keep your fingers crossed for me, okay? Okay, next, using a packing brush. This is a very short packing brush. What did they even call this, a packing brush? Let's see. It's a smudger. Okay, I'm going to use a smudger because I have very small space here. So I will go in with this middle beautiful shimmer. And this is in the Lunar Hazard palette. And let's see how this, and yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and go all of my eyelids with this because it's really a pretty color. And it's going on really easy. Okay, beautiful shimmer color. And I just wanted to go ahead and, I thought this would be a cooler, but it looks like it's not. Actually, the shimmer's a little bit more gold than silver. I was thinking it would be silver, but yeah, okay, that's okay. It's okay. But this is actually very nice color. And I like the texture of this. And the fact that it glides on so easy without having to use your fingers. And that's a problem I have with a lot of those, you know, high-end eyeshadows. I don't know what it is, but then I learned the technique of wiggling the brush. And so now it works a lot easier. But okay, here we go. And as you notice, I did not do anything dark to my outer V. And that was actually on purpose because I wanted to give it kind of like a, you know, festive light a daytime New Year look, right? If that makes any sense. I just make that up. I don't know. Okay, and I just want to go ahead and smooth this on. It's actually such a pretty color. It really is. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And this is what the brush I'm going to go in. It's like a pencil brush. Let's see. Pencil brush here, and I want to go and give it a pop in the middle, and I will also go back into the Lunar Hazard, and we will pick this, like this yellow gold color here, because I really like this color, and I'm trying to stay away from glitter and also matte and glitter. So yeah, I'm not crazy about those textures, although, you know, people love it. But I don't. I'm just afraid that the glitter is going to end up in my eye, and it's just, you know, not a good thing. But if it's, you know, definitely not loose glitter, I'm not so worried about it, but you never know. So I try to avoid it. Okay, so, okay, this is a nice pop in the middle. The thing is, it's so much like the other color. I don't know if you can see the difference. Actually, you can. This is a more of a gold directly. Yeah, there we go. It's got a gold undertone and not just a shift. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. It looks festive. I think once I, you know, complete the look with the mascara and eyeliner, it will look much more festive. But right now it looks pretty benign, which is good because then, you know, you could actually wear something like this to work. I mean, you know, nothing exciting. So, right? So, yeah. Okay. And I will now work on the under the brows. And I will use the matte color that I have said, which is this color here. Again, in a Lunar Hazard palette. But I like to use a kind of a, like this shape brush. You see, this is a concealer brush actually. But you see how it comes to a point? You see? I like that because I can get directly underneath my eyebrows, okay? And so I will go ahead and put that on. Whoa, now this one kicked up. I think that was my fault though, because I really dipped in there, but look at the kick up on this one. You see here? Yeah, so I think that was my bad, but well, let's see. And I'm not going to dust it off again. Okay, yep, yeah. Definitely a fallout here. Why? Because I put way too much. I dug right into the palette. So, but that's okay because this color fallout doesn't bother me. I'll just go to the other side. Yeah, there we go. Uh-huh. Okay. And I do actually like the light color underneath because it actually looks so clean to me. And also it makes my eyebrows, I mean, makes the space look so much bigger than it really is. Although I do have pretty good space, you know, from here to here. But, yeah. Okay, let me just go ahead and clean this up. Okay, that's pretty much the eye look. So let me go ahead off camera and put on some mascara and possibly some eyeliner and put on the rest of my face, and I'll be right back. Welcome back. And so here's the final look. And I just want to share with you what I thought of it. But before I do that, let me tell you what else I put on my face, okay? I did say in one of my videos that I'm going to do a better job using things that I have. And so I did go ahead and use my Armani foundation. And, you know, at one time, this is all I would use. And I love, love, love this foundation. Very nice dewy look. It's a natural look. It is not drying. It is light to medium coverage. And so that's what I used. I did not powder the foundation, however. And then I did use the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. And I warmed up my skin using this color here, which is a Sculpt, and highlighted using the highlighter side. The thing is, I didn't really need to warm up my skin too much because the foundation actually is a little bit darker on me than it would be normally. Like this is like my summer shade and I'm a little bit more pale. So I didn't really have to warm up my skin, but I did actually go ahead and sculpt a little bit under my cheeks. And as far as my cheeks, I did use the blush here. And this is the kind of like the moist cream to powder type of, not foundation, but blush. But let me tell you what I did different. This side, I used a sponge and used a stamping motion. This side, I used a brush right away. And I'll tell you, even though the sponge seems to work really good with some of my other blushes, like my Chanel and let's see, what is the other one? Charlotte Tilbury. It works fine, but with the Natasha Denona, I think the texture is just so thick in this that it actually lived like rings, and it was really hard to, you know, the pigment is very strong, so it was really hard to kind of tap that out. So I ended up going over it with the brush to kind of smooth it out. But as you can see, you can still see kind of like the, you know, the darker spots, whereas here it looks really smooth. And so that's the thing. So I wanted to share that with you. So I would recommend that you use a brush when you're going into these shades with Natasha Denona, because it is, like I said, like a cream. And this is the part that has that little cap on it. Okay. And that's that. And as far as my lips, I did use one out of this Light My Firecracker from the kit. And the color I used is Lucky Charm, which is this one here. Okay, and I'll tell you, I mean, the color is really nice, and what I like about it is it's actually matte, but it's not drying. The only thing I don't like about these is that they smell like crayons. They really smell like crayons. Like if you were to get a box of crayons, open it up, smell it, smells just like crayons. Doesn't have much taste to it. And like I said, I tried it, you know, about a week ago, and I put it on and it kind of disappeared. I don't know where it went, you know, and it never came back. So so we'll see. I'm going to give it a try. And there's a couple of things I did do today that I need to get back to you on, and which is also the trial of the Viseart and the Urban Decay, the primer, to see which one actually is better, if it is one better than the other, or if they're pretty much the same. And one price point is actually a lot cheaper than the other, okay? And so that's that. And now let's get into the Colourpop, because it is Colourpop Friday after all. And so the two palettes that we worked on today is these from the new year, the Lunar kit. And one was Lunar Has It, and the other one is Lunar Has It. I just realized that. Really? Okay. I just realized they both have the same names, and I thought they were different. I guess one is just warmer than the other. So I think I used more the cooler palette today. Wait. Then the, let me make sure though, because now that I have, yeah, I used a cooler palette today than the warmer palette. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start moving things around because it does come right out. And this is really convenient. I like it. And because the color's underneath, so that's fine. And so let's use the actual, do you remember? The grading chart that I created. And so let's start with the first piece, which is Color Story Cohesiveness. does the color story make sense in that palette? And I think I'll go ahead and give it a check mark in this because it does make sense. It is separated into two different kind of color. The color stories are very similar, but the coolness and the warmness and the neutralness is different in both of these. So definitely, and I'm one of those people that have a really hard time looking to see which is cool tone and which is warm toned, and because I'm neutral toned and I can wear both just as well. And so I never really learned deep down, you know, the undertones of the shadows, if that makes sense. And so, but I can tell you, like, this is cool versus this is warm. But then again, there's definitely mixture in here, right? Because there's neutrals. So I really have to focus on it and move it around so that way I can say, this is definitely the cool one. This is definitely the warm one. But anyhow, the color story to me makes sense. They are cohesive. They work together. You can use them together. And I thought I was going to be using both palettes. But instead, what happened was I ended up staying with just this one because the colors that were here actually made sense. And I didn't really need to lean on this one because I do like this matte color here. Okay. And so check mark for color cohesiveness, product quality, and we're talking about texture, kick up in the pan and fallout, and the blendability. So let's take this one step at a time. Texture is very nice. It is very a moist feeling for the mattes, and as far as it is a little bit chalky for the mattes with the glitter. Chalkier, I should say, not chalky, but chalkier than the plain mattes. But that's okay because that's the character of the eyeshadow. And also the metallics are very, or the shimmers are very soft, and I really like it. And it goes on very nice. And because of that, I think that the fallout is minimal. Kick up is a little bit more than what I like. But then again, all of Colourpop, they kick up. But the pigments are so good, so you just can't really, you know, and the fallout's minimal, which does not make any sense to me at all. But yeah, so I'm going to give it a check mark for that. And blendability, absolutely, they blend very easily. And these, you know, I think Colourpop is great for beginners. And I think beginners should really start with something like Colourpop because there is so many variety, so many different textures that they offer, and they can get really used to, you know, how to, you know, manipulate their eye looks. And I think this is good, you know. So that's that. And then the product usability. Okay, what I mean by that is it only for a special occasion, so you're only able to use it part of the time, or can you use it generally for anything? I think with the available colors and available textures, you can use this, you know, anyway. And so like the way I have it today, I can actually wear this to work without a problem. Versus if you want to use, you know, maybe add in the pressed glitter, you can make it look like a party, you know, like a party type of look. And you can also use some of these matte and glitter or glitter and matte for like maybe date night or whatever. So definitely usable for different occasions. And I like that because that way you don't need 20 different palettes when, you know, these two will definitely do. And then that's a check mark for that. And then the eye safe, unsafe pigment. According to this, there's only one pressed glitter in here. And it's this one here, and it's named, let's see. What is the name? It's called Duh. D-U-H, Duh. Okay. But it doesn't have that little asterisk. So, and they're pretty consistent unless they just didn't put it in here. But yeah, this is, I don't know. Maybe they're calling this a, look at the glitterness. But I mean, this is so tiny and smooth. It's not chunky as you would think. Maybe they're calling this a foil again. I don't know. Take a look. You see? Let's see. Yeah. So, yeah, but it is not as chunky, or yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't quite know what to tell you on that. But as far as looking at the palette and looking at the back of all of the shades, none of them have an asterisk. So we can assume that they are all eye safe if Colourpop is actually following their usual cadence of showing the asterisks on the unsafe color. So in that case, I have to give it a, you know, a check mark there. So far, 4 out of 5 check marks. And then the last one, of course, it's automatic. It's going to get a check mark, and that's price point. And like I said, all of this kit together, I believe it was $68 for everything, which is the 2 eyeshadow palettes, the 3 lipsticks, and also the lip mask, along with the Super Shock highlighter. So not bad. I mean, that's a whole kit, and you can use this. I mean, if this is all you have, I mean, it actually is workable. And so, yeah, good product. Again, good product. It was the second one launched, a second collection launched in 2021. Yes, the first one being the romance one, right? So yeah, and this was second, yes, because the third one is coming up. And they did also release a Melrose palette, which is a California version, and it came out early in the year at Ulta, and it just hit the site at Colourpop, but that is a single palette that they released. So I may go ahead and do a look for you on that as well. And I do have the Wild Thing palette. It was supposed to come yesterday, the collection, but it didn't. And so that's probably going to be the next week. And then also there's the Animal Crossings one. I don't think I'm going to get that, guys. I really don't. It doesn't speak to me. It's not colors that I don't have in different palettes. And so I'm really going to think about it. If it's inexpensive and they're quads, so I like quads, so maybe I'll just get, I definitely will not get the collection, but if I get anything, I'll get the quads, the eyeshadows. And so, but I'll give you more on that, okay? And so, my beautiful wildflowers, I hope this was helpful, and I know there's other reviews out there, and you know, do watch them and see if they think differently of the products that I explained to you guys, and take into consideration, you know, what your needs are. But if I added any value, please hit like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, and you guys are out there, non-subscribers, please do subscribe, because it really helps me out. And please join the family, the Wildflower family, because we do have great fun, and it is a great place to be. Okay, at least it is for me. All right. And so I hope you guys have a great week. And, or actually, if you're watching this on a Friday, on a Colourpop Friday, it's the weekends, right? So have a great weekend and stay healthy, stay warm, because it's getting cold out there. And remember, don't sweat the small stuff. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.